My time in college is coming to an end. I'm a senior now. I only have a couple more weeks of classes and then it's over. When I think back, as I've had a lot of time to do recently, I think about all the people that I've met and the relationships that I made. And a lot of the relationships I don't have anymore. Since I'm not with anyone right now, all of my relationships are mostly in memories. And that got me thinking about how memories and being together shape relationships. Or the most important relationship I made in college was Liam. He was one of the first people I met. I lived with him freshman year. I met him my first day, and I'm going to be with him my last day of senior year. So he's been really the only constant figure in my life for the past 4 years. I know, we've known each other for our entire college lives.
Yeah, met you the first day I moved in, right?
I think, yeah, that was a really fun year. We got very close that year, like all of us in the dorm.
Yeah, no, definitely. Got into a lot of crazy adventures.
Got some fresh pal.
Us, the most unlikely grouping. not
I don't think
really.
it was that unlikely. I think we were...
Not too unlikely. A lot of similar backgrounds, socioeconomic and geographical backgrounds of similar locations. Yeah, I mean, sophomore year was just like definitely not as much fun as freshman year.
French press cost about $10 on Amazon, and it's basically a one-time cost, except for the actual ground coffee itself. But you never have to remember to get coffee filters at the store if you have like a Mr. Coffee thing. And Keurigs, same shit, like more expensive down payment for the Keurig, and then you have to get all the cups, and that can be expensive. Not to mention kind of bad for the environment.
Yeah, and I wasn't there.
And you weren't there, yeah. I mean, Matt was pretty cool. But,
yeah, Matt, I like Matt. Matt's a good guy.
Yeah, no, he is. But yeah, you were not there.
I remember I came up to visit in like October, and then I came to the room, and then it was you introduced Matt as, "Oh, this is Better Ryan."
Yeah.
I was like, "Is that his actual name?" He was like, "No, it's Matt." And then Matt's like, "Yeah, they call me Better Ryan sometimes."
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. That sounds like me.
Yeah, so that was nice to come back to see my friends after a long time of not seeing them and meeting my replacement.
Yeah, but it must have been too, because like Mike was up there then, and like I feel like I was like better friends with like the Port Chef boys. So then I feel like that was like fun for you to come back to.
Yeah, because when I came back, it was like a ready-made group of friends that I had both from home and from school.
So, French press, it's like zero waste. I toss out the coffee grounds, which obviously, are fine, organic waste. And also it just makes like pretty bitchin' coffee. You can kind of control like how long you want to kind of steep it for. So sometimes you can get like a more like flavorful kind of experience.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then like with you and Isaac, like those kind of mixed.
Yeah.
Which is like, I wish I had hung out with like the guys we lived with freshman year more, sophomore year, because like I don't see them anymore. Like I see Stove still, but like Mikey and Dom I don't see anymore. But yeah, we just kind of grew apart from them.
Yeah. I feel like that's bound to happen. A group can't get too big without a little schism.
Ready? Right. Wait, if James bombs this one out of the park, then Ryan graduates. Do you understand? Ryan graduates because that's a really good video. Oh! I mean, not that far actually. Still pretty. It looked good.
You know, when you use a filter, it kind of filters out kind of the natural oils in the coffee. So sometimes if you want to get like nicer stuff, like a Jamaican blend or you know, Colombian kind of thing, you know, that you want to enjoy all those richer flavors, the French press is the way to go.
Tell me some memories you have of your family.
Say one that stands out pretty distinctly. So we used to fight all the time when we were little, and now I have like a 4th grade journal that like every like week we were like supposed to like write down what we did that weekend. So a bunch of them are just like stories of just like, so again, like my older brother kicked my ass, like, so I'm like, you know, just whatever, like I would always lose, but like it's like fun, you know, it's just like it feels so, but whatever. And then my sister is older than him, so when we were growing up, she would always kind of like, you know, defend me. Like I was like her, like, you know, she was probably 5 when I was born, so really into like playing with like dolls and stuff. And then I was born, she would always say like I was like her baby doll then. So then like, you know, my brother would pick on me, and then she would come and like, you know, beat the shit out of him. You know, until he like started getting around to like, you know, 10 or whatever, and then he got bigger than her kinda. She like broke her arm a couple times when we were kids. So like that was like the end all. She would have like a broken arm and like hit him in the head with it. Well, my dad, I feel like, is like very much like a kid at heart. So he's like very like still like outdoorsy and active. And I don't see that really stopping. So like I just feel like the thing that like most distinctly comes to mind with him is just like anytime like you're down to like, hey dad, like want to take a hike, like want to go play tennis, he's always down.
Alright, so there's a famous video on Instagram of your dad doing, what was it? It was an audition for something?
Yeah, quick audition tape of him slam dunking a basketball.
Why was he doing that?
Well, he got really into like acting in the last couple years, kind of as he's been getting closer to retirement, kind of as a hobby, but yeah, he's into it. And I guess there's this part that he found for a commercial that was looking for like a cool basketball playing dad. And so he went outside when he was at work to the little like blacktop basketball hoop, and he lowered the hoop. And he was like, some people say that white man can't dunk.
I say just put on a Duke jersey and lower the rims. Watch me jam it, bitch.
And then he, you know, ran over to the hoop and slam dunked it, and then was like, yeah! And it's funny because he was like, yeah, I'm not doing more than one take of this, because I think he would just feel too like ridiculous. So I just did like the one take, and it turned out hysterical. And he sent it in, and the guys thought it was pretty funny. They ended up like not needing the basketball playing scene, so he got there actually, and they wanted him to like dance with a woman. It was like a montage video, so it was all like 2-second clips. So like he like started like, you know, dancing with this like random lady instead of like playing basketball, which I think was also funny in its own right, because like the actress for that like was actually like a dancer, so he was just like trying his best to keep up with her. But yeah, no, the video, you know, I put it on Instagram, and just like everyone was like, that's hysterical.
I feel like I definitely was like a little bit of like a mama's boy when I was like growing up as like a kid. You know, she's like very like comforting, sweet presence, while at the same time, you know, being a mom and being crazy at times too, because we were all like pains in the ass, I'm sure, growing up. Like they got a hot tub like a month before I left for school. So I think they were like, you know, pretty stoked in a sense to be like empty nesters. And like now like my dad's retiring, and they just have like, you know, a ton of hours to like, you know, do whatever they want. And they have like an awesome social life. Like it's hysterical. Like my parents
You have some thoughts on that.
Yeah.
I remember, I think the first time I saw it, but I went to your room, and I depressed it, and that's one of the maddest moments I've ever seen you.
You were like, dude, it's supposed to sit overnight.
Well, I think I might have been making like maybe it was cold brew or some kind of iced coffee where I was trying to make it sit longer. But also, you know, you want to stir it before you press it too, you know, to really do something for the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a YouTube video on it when I first got it. I've been living by that YouTube video ever since.
We were like dressing up and like, yeah, our friends have this like cabin, like, you know, like,
Two.
so
Is that it?
yeah, they're staying active. I don't think they're too bummed with the empty nester lifestyle because they just have friends coming out the ass, I guess.
What do you think next year's going to be like with the rest of us gone?
You know, I think it'll definitely be a more mature year where like it is a little bit more like work oriented, and even when we are kind of like blowing off steam, it won't be like, you know, early college type of blowing off steam. You know, it'll be like going to karaoke with the guys who I'm in management classes with, you know, or like whatever. But you know, still a lot of friends up and stuff. All the people in my program are fairly friendly. I'm friends with a lot of them, so I'm sure we can spend time together like that. But definitely going from like living in a house of 10 guys to living in a house of 4 or 5 next year, it's definitely going to be less excitement all the time. But it'll be all right. I'll probably be more inclined to get a full-time job during the year and just kind of save up money doing that, and just having all that free time. You know, I'll spend it working, hopefully, just doing some job on campus or some shit.
Things change. Children get older.
What's the next line?
But I'm getting older. 2.